When I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm from South Carolina, so I just
gotta be you.
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Mars?
Oh, my heart,
Happy 20th anniversary.
my heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
Gotta be me and dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself. There's a
The doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Donnie, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all the more.
letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Donnie, last name's Glover. Entered the winning for the long haul, baby. It's Friday, y'all. Yes, Lord, we made it. Never would have made it. Never would have made it. Ever tell you about the time I saw Marvin Sapp down in New Orleans, standing there talking? Next thing I know, this man went by real fast. It was like, you know, you see people on television, you swear you know what they look like till you see them in person. That man was going by so fast. It was like, I couldn't even get my pen out. Marvin Sapp, he knew what was coming. Give me that autograph. Marvin Sapp was like, shoo. Oh, it's been a busy week. We've had a few people on the show this week who have just brought some life to our programming, including Amber Anderson earlier this week. We have a Black Wall Street coming up on Wednesday. Black Wall Street down at Hood Fellas. Just about sold out. You go to Black Wall Street, Hood Fellas 2023.eventbrite.com. We also have a Black Wall Street coming up on the 21st at Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys over there with with Edwin Avent and Barney Wilson. Barney Wilson is the principal over there. So we're really excited about that. We have some honorees who are worthy of attention, including Rosanna Miles. Y'all know Rosanna Miles, wonderful, dear heart. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, she's godmother to Kwesi Mfume, Congressman Mfume's son, one of his sons. Of course, she was married to Dr. Reverend Doug Miles, Bishop Doug Miles, forgive me, Bishop Doug Miles. So we're going to recognize Rosanna Miles. This is Women's History Month. There are some powerful women who we recognize. I mean, for us, we recognize people, women, those in Black history all year long. But since it's Women's History Month, you already know that I love me some Harriet Tubman. Who else we got on the list? I'm going to tell you who we got on the list. Fannie Lou Hamer. That's another one from the Mississippi Democratic Freedom Party. Annie Turnbull Malone. Every black woman out there in the world should know about Annie Turnbull Malone. Everybody know about Madam C.J. Walker, but very few people know about the black millionaire who mentored her. Now, when you go looking up the two, the way the history is written, one would get the impression that Madam C.J. Walker was first. But there were black millionaires. Even in the early days, there were black millionaires. The first black millionaire, if I'm not mistaken, his name was Leidesdorf. L-E-I Leidesdorf. Leidesdorff. Leidesdorf. First black millionaire out down the West Coast. But let me tell you, in the early days, New Orleans had more rich black people than anywhere in the country because it was a different culture there in New Orleans. My understanding is, and you may have a different, and we welcome your opinion, but my understanding is because New Orleans had the blend of the French, the Spanish, and the British, you like my British accent? There was a different flow there in New Orleans. It wasn't as stringent as, say, a South Carolina or Baltimore. Baltimore is a very segregated town. Matter of fact, 1910, we've shared on the show multiple times how Baltimore was the home of segregation. We hardly fathom that today, but just look around. And that's why it's so odd seeing poor white people in Sandtown, simply put. It's a different day. Once the consent decree happened in 2015, the police stopped enforcing certain things. Not that they were enforcing segregation, but the police did pay attention to white people coming to Sandtown looking for the heroin, the cocaine, and the crack. They would get pulled up immediately prior to 2015. But once the federal consent decree came on board, then it was a free fall. And that's what we have now, free fall. It's just ridiculous. And we have no one to blame but ourselves. We have no one to blame but ourselves. I love hip hop, but where we have gone today, pushing pills and drinking Robitussin, they call it lean, mixing lean with 7-Up and all this other Red Bull. We've lost our damn minds. This is the kind of day and time we live in. We live in a day and time where the abnormal has become normal and the normal has become abnormal, and we accept it. I want you to pick up a copy of my book if you haven't, Unapologetically Black. I'd love to know what you think of being unapologetically black, what it means to you. My second book, and I'm working on my third, is I Am Black Wall Street. My third book is going to build on both this book and the first book, Unapologetically Black. Essentially, what I talk about in Unapologetically Black is the interrelationship of blacks in politics, the interrelationship with business, black political economy. Politics determines who gets what, when, and where. Economics is the allocation of scarce resources, and how we put those two together tend to determine how we fare as a people. Right now, I was having a conversation this morning with Auntie Alice, and she was telling me about an article in the Baltimore Sun. And if you know me, you know I glanced at, but I'm not invested in that. I'm more invested in Black USA News and Be More News than the news that we put out there. You know, we look at mainstream from time to time. You can't help but be inundated with mainstream news, but my focus has been and remains Black news, things that affect us specifically and our perspective specifically. For instance, we see on mainstream media, they often make Sonia Santalise, the head of the Baltimore City Public School System. They try to make her a target. We just want to know the truth here at Be More News. And when it comes to the public education of our young people, we don't care if you're black, white, Democrat, Republican. We just want to know whether or not you're doing the job, whether or not you're doing a great job, whether or not you're doing a job worth $350,000 a year. Same with the police. We want to know if you're doing your job or it's just a snow job. Because when I look around Baltimore City and I see people loitering, selling dope, holding store owners hostage, you know that things can be much better. There's a young man who stands on a corner in Sandtown all day, every day. And he just makes this noise all day, every day. Like nobody sees him. And the whole world sees him. This young man clearly has some mental issues, clearly disturbed to stand on a corner and hawk all day. And that's what we're dealing with. A world where the abnormal has become normal and the normal has become abnormal. I grew up in a day and time when parents, your mother put that food on the table. Now you got really one choice, eat the daggone food. But now we live in a world where people are asking a 3-year-old what they want to eat, like a 3-year-old knows what's best for them. McDonald's. I think back to my mother's hamburgers. I didn't get to go to McDonald's for years. I think I was about 12 years old before I got to go to McDonald's because my mother made the realest hamburger in the world. Long before Mickey D's. They were not paying for no McDonald's at all. Mom used to cut up, put the onions in there, green peppers, and all that other, that mommy magic. We don't even want to cook no more. But it's a food shortage. Did you hear? We're supposed to be getting a young man on here talking about the food shortage. There are resources out here. Don't be too proud to go and get those resources. Give me some food and I'm going to cook it. But I try to leave it for people who need it. But I'm not opposed to it. We got a freezer. We got to get back to those old things. How many of us can? Do we can anymore? Do we still can? A lengthy process, a very involved process, all the way down to boiling the mason jars until they at a certain temperature so as to get rid of any impurities. My mother used to can stewed tomatoes, cucumbers, pickles, peaches, everything. But you got to get it hot to the right temperature. And then you can, just use the tongs and good old days. Green tomatoes, pickled tomatoes. Shit, the best peach preserves in the world. Oh my God. I remember the last jar of peach preserves. My mama been gone 38 years. That last jar of peach preserves and strawberry preserves. Oh my God. I guess I have to learn how to do it myself in order to get back to that magic. So on that note, if you got a mama, if you got a daddy, give him a hug. Your mom and your daddy still alive, give him a hug. If you got some things you need to let go and forgive, do that too. I heard somebody talking about their mother, my mother, this, my mother. If your mother ain't throw you in a dumpster, then shut the hell up. I said it. My mother. If she ain't throw you in a dumpster, be grateful. I think that's probably the biggest challenge out here, us being grateful. I think one of the biggest challenges is us realizing how fortunate we are. Here in this country, we are blessed. We have running water. We have electricity. We have order. May not be like we want it. You don't have bombs dropping off. There's some countries, Eastern Europe, Africa, South America, where war is so normal. It's normalized. We got it good here in America in many ways. We're still dealing with scared people who are ruled by racism. We're in a country that's still populated by some people who don't think that everybody's equal. In 2023, there's some people who think that they're better than you. Let me tell you something. In the beginning of this show, Dr. Zolikoff comes on and talks about us not liking poor black people. Y'all heard the intro. Dr. Zolikoff said that that's a health issue too. We have in our community, unfortunately, what we call, and other communities, it's called gatekeepers. So these are black people who are in position to do this, to do that, to be a blessing. Some of us get in there and act like it's our money. Some of us get in there and watch the white man's money better than he do. No, you can't get none. Is it the color of my skin or is it the complexion? Because you black like me. Why you, what's going on here? Y'all know what I'm talking about. You see him. Their nose up in there. I don't deal with poor people. I've been living around poor people my entire life. Poor people might save your life. Poor people might be rich in another way. We look down our nose at the 12 o'clock boys, and deservedly so. At the same time, you never know what happened. They start dropping bombs on this country. You might need them dirtbag boys to get you up out of trouble. Or we look down on the addicts in our community. The addict might be the one that picked you up after you even fell out and had a heart attack. People having heart attacks, strokes, and all kinds of health challenges like never before. We got people obese and they ain't even 30 years old. People dying of heart disease at 20 because of food shortage. And I mean good food. I don't mean now laters and Cheetos. I'm talking about a food shortage. Vegetables from Lexington Market to Mondawmin. Not one damn Brussels sprout. Not a string bean, not a carrot. Get something off the Arabs if you want. Me, myself, I jump on that train and go out to Orange Mills. I like the market out there. I like the Greek salad. Yes, I do. Mozzarella balls, pesto, bruschetta, olives, feta cheese. They get some of that good stuff in your life. Got deep in olives when I went over there to the Middle East, to Jordan. They have a lot of olives in the Middle East. I don't know if you've ever been there. I know a lot of people want to go to Dubai. Can't wait to interview Mike Nice about Dubai. Mike Nice, my producer at WEAA, just got back from Dubai. Said he went over there as a chaperone, making sure some sisters had a chance to enjoy themselves and check out Dubai. Let me tell you this, black people. When you go traveling all over the world and spending your money like it's nobody's business, take a moment and peep, look around. Mike Nice said that they were calling black women Beyonce. I don't know, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Or is it just a thing? He said they were calling all of the black men Jay-Z and other rappers' names. Is that who we have come to be known as? We've been identified, black Americans identified by our sports and entertainment stars. What's the show? Godfather of Harlem. I'm watching these latest episodes about Malcolm X going to the Middle East and the various leaders he met from around the world who wanted him to speak at the United Nations. I like that impression of black America as represented by Malcolm X and El Hajj Malik El-Shabazz. In case you don't have that book. Whoops. Malcolm X. What a beautiful book. Read this book in 3 days. Malcolm X. And the trip to Mecca changed his life. He met people from all over the world and it changed his perspective. He came to realize that a white man can be your brother. A white man and a black man can pray to the same pray in the same manner because there's one God that made everybody. Okay, what you call him, her, God is God. From the Pakistani to Eastern Europe to South America, one God. It's like there's one sun in the sky, one God created everybody. Some people want to think they're different or better, but you're not. One heart, 5 fingers on each hand, 10 toes. We're all the same. We're all the same. So we got to make our city better. We got to all get involved. We got to go to these young people with respect and pull them up, pull them into the fold, those who want to be pulled in, those of us who are parents, even those of us who are empty nesters. We got to reach out to the young people who may need our guidance, may need our help. It can be challenging. And sometimes just leading by example is a step, is an effort. These young people look at you, they study you. They see you coming from a block away. They know who's buying coke, dope, and rock, and they know who's not. But that's the world we live in. We got to get our young people into school. We got to take school seriously. Nobody takes responsibility for public education in Baltimore. Nobody. It's always the finger pointing. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's their job. It's their job. I want to hear somebody say, public education is my job. It's my job to make sure that your child gets everything that they need in order to be successful in this world. We can't even read. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out how they took handwriting out of the school. Who the hell allows that? You took the arts out, you took the music. We had an orchestra when I was a kid. Baltimore City Public Schools, we had an orchestra. Miss Celine. Trombones, trumpets, French horns, tuba. We had all of this. We don't have that today. We got $15 billion. By the way, on that note, Craig Thompson is now the head of the Maryland Stadium Authority. Maryland Stadium Authority was formed back when the lottery came about to manage all that money. You know how much money is coming through the Maryland State Lottery? Y'all like numbers. 678, 279, 242, 563. Everybody like numbers. You know how much money is coming through the Maryland State Lottery with the promise of money for education? $15 billion. You got a new football stadium, new baseball stadium, but we got classrooms in Baltimore City without heat and without air. We are an embarrassment to the human race. The damn shame. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But we don't hold these elected officials accountable. You got to know the information, then you got to press up on them. Right now, the Maryland General Assembly is going on, 90-day session, mid-January to mid-April. Every year, 90 days, the legislators go to Annapolis. They review 2,500 bills. Some of those bills become laws. Remember that? I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, that's Congress and the U.S. Senate. But we have the same thing on the state level in Annapolis. Bills that some of them become laws. Everything you do is governed by politics. And so it would behoove us as a black people to get more engaged in the political process. Voting, politics, elections, it's about more than just voting on a lever, pulling a lever. It's about making sure you hold these elected officials accountable. Let's go on out to Terrence. Where you at, Terrence?
Hey, Peace King. Great morning to you. Orlando, Florida.
What happened to Terra Cafe?
On and popping. I got my kids there. They're running it. You know, it's a family-owned business. That's how you start the legacy. You put them in when they're young. That way they understand the importance of what you've done so far and what they have to do on their journey.
Well, I'm glad you know how to take a break. Where are you in Orlando? In the airport?
I'm in the airport. Just got in here.
What is that around your neck?
Only God, bro. Only God.
Only God?
Only God.
Flavor Flav ain't got nothing on you.
Not at all, man. Not at all. I ain't
So
got
what's
no hubcap and no clock, but I'm good.
okay? So what's the word?
Yo, happy Friday. You know, everybody need to be thankful they get to get up and do it one more again.
Okay. So you want to tell us anything about Terra Loft Consulting?
Hey, very awesome. You know, everything's going good with Trail Consulting. Matter of fact, just hit another article in Black Enterprise Magazine. You know, giving a shout out to the downtown boost program. You know, we were the roots of that. Came from the Root store that will be opening up soon in about a week or two. We'll get that store back open again. And what's the awesome part about it? That's all part of Terraloff Consulting. All right, that we're planting roots in the community. We got a date planned for the end of the month, the 23rd. All right, and it's going to be our first getting out. It's going to, it's called Roots. We're going to get the roots of our community going straight. And the first thing we're going to work on is talking about wills. You know, a
Wills?
lot of
I want you to
wills.
go ahead. I'm gonna go get some coffee now. You take over, okay?
Yeah. All right. You know, a lot of people are transitioning now, and it seems as though it's always puts the family in a tizzy. You know, so one of the most important things that we do is we don't protect those things that we created. You know, with the will, the nice thing about that is, guess what? It's your instructions. If you're giving instructions to your family or whoever's important to you, all right, what has to happen with all of the journey, all those things that you have accomplished in life. You know what I mean? So it's very, very important. In our community, we kind of miss out a lot on it. And what happens is that you have families that are arguing, you have the state come in and grab all the money. But also, guess what? It helps you get your journey straight. You know, you know what you're doing, where it's going, how it's going. Just like I was able to leave my cafe today. Guess what? My family, my kids know what to do. My daughter, my sons, they know what to do. All right. And that's what we want to do in our community. We want to put people in position that they know what to do. All right. So that's the first start. We're going to start on that. And then we're going to go with a few other things with the financial literacy. We're going to talk about getting your business together. All right. And your business is just not a business for selling products. The business is your family, your household. All right. Get your business together. You know, so we're very excited about that right now.
So do y'all help anybody?
Yeah, we help a lot of people. You know, one of the things is that, you know what, Donnie, though? Sometimes when you help people, they forget about you.
I know. I said that on the show earlier this week. Why is it that the first people in line for help, once they get on their feet, they're the last ones to render help? I thought, when somebody has helped you, you have an innate obligation to pass it on, to pay it forward.
You have to.
I mean, I
You
thought that's
have to.
how the universe works, you know?
Well, you know what? One of the things is this is that we've lost a lot when we came across that one. We lost the roots of community.
Some people
We,
never had it.
well, you're right. We lost it, and it was never taught.
I heard a revolutionary say there wasn't no damn good in Africa and ain't gonna be no good here.
That's wrong. That's wrong. You know what I mean?
Like some
You know.
of these preachers need to be taken out back to the woodshed up there playing holy roll, and then you pull back the curtain, you're like, not you, preacher. Is the
Hey,
preacher
everybody's human, right?
is the preacher in the strip club? I knew a preacher used to
He's
park.
trying to save souls. Trying to save souls, brother.
I don't know
Read
about
through the.
that.
He's trying to save souls. You know. But remember that God gave us something real important, real special. He gave us a brain. All right. He gave us the ability to make intelligent decisions,
Is that
and
what the
that's up to
airport
us.
looks like? Look like you in a nightclub, a day club.
Nah, this is the airport, Donnie. Say hey. All right.
Hey,
Hey, yeah. You know,
where
real
you
nice.
going? Where are you going?
I'm going to celebrate a hero. I'm going to celebrate a hero tomorrow.
Hey man, listen here. You got to get do you have my book? I talk
You,
about Florida. Do you know about Florida?
I didn't.
Chief John Horse was in Florida. Chief John
Fill me
Horse
in.
led the first group of black people on the Trail of Tears in the Oklahoma. Chief John Horse was a warrior, because they would tell you all the blacks on the Trail of Tears were slaves. Not true. That's why you got to get my book, man. So thank you for helping me to sell this book. We sold out over there at your spot, man, because of you. Second time you did that for me. Now his computer messing up. All right, so we're gonna transition on out of that. Oh, there you
Come
go.
back. You know, we just need a little bit at that point in time.
You know, we'll
You
cut you
know,
quicker
they
than a
just need a
ball
little bit.
camera.
They need a little bit of encouragement. You know, to have you in the room and to have you do what you do, and for them not to buy your book, it was a problem. You know,
Well, that's
but
the second time you sold out for me. I'd like to employ you to do that
every
again.
time. Let's go on the road. I told you I want to go on the road. All
Well,
right,
you left me. You went to Florida without me.
come on, man. It's gonna
All
be
right.
all right.
So put your information out there so we can get on to Sharon. Sharon's got a guest with us.
All right, awesome. Good morning, family. Chef T, Terrence Dixon, owner of the Terra Cafe. You know, definitely one of the main hubs in Baltimore City. You know, located at 101 East 25th Street. All right, in the heart of Charles Village, and it's community. That is our Black Wall Street there. You know, a lot of people don't understand that that community itself was very racist at one point in time. The blacks had to run through it. All right, that's where Old Goucher started. All right, whoa, bird flying through here. Old Goucher started, and the one thing is this has always been a strong Black Wall Street, and it wasn't just barbershops and beauty salons. It was nonprofits. It was for profits. Matter of fact, the great Robert DeShield and Elijah Cummings, their first office was in Charles Village.
Oh,
All
wow.
right, Dr. Green. All right, um, unbelievable architect, professor up at Morgan. The first company that he actually rocked with was in Charles Village. You know, So I remember when I first got there.
Hey, look here. We got to cut
Okay.
this short. We got to run.
All right, go ahead.
All
But
right.
listen, if I
Plus,
could
you got
share
to
this,
excuse them, okay?
huh?
Have a great day.
All right, peace, buddy. Everybody, peace.
We had him on early, but he just getting there. How you doing? What's up, Sharon?
Good. How are you, Donnie?
Life's a bowl of cherries. Just got to know how to pick them.
Good morning. How are you?
Dina Jones, what it is?
It is what it is.
It is.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. You know, I was going down Broadway. I guess I did tell you, Sharon. I saw the Salvation Army truck, and man said to me so politely, "Hey, you want some food?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Wow." Now I'm gonna leave it for somebody else, but I was just so warm to see the Salvation Army of Central Maryland out there offering people food.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
It's about to get real jiggy, they say, with the food shortage.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. We got a food shortage coming?
There's definitely a food shortage, but I know the emergency SNAP benefits are ending this month.
It's about to get real jiggy out here. People gonna be sticking you up like, give me a can of food. A can of tuna fish.
I know a lot of households will be they won't have like that $95 extra to get groceries because of the emergency SNAP benefits. But we are doing our part to help families. We have our Feed More mobile canteen in East Baltimore. We have our pantry on the go in partnership with the Maryland Food Bank, which we provide supplemental fresh produce. You can go to our web. We have it from March until November. We have multiple opportunities. There's multiple opportunities for anyone in need. Just visit our website, www.sa-md.org, and you will see a link for Pantry on the Go and for all dates. Please come get produce. Please come get food. If you are a senior over the age of 65, we have our commodity supplemental food program for seniors living in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. If you are in need of a week's worth of food, please call Meals on Wheels to be added on the list at 410-558-0532 to be added to the delivery list. And the Salvation Army helps anyone and everyone with food, rental assistance. We have volunteering opportunities. you name it. You can go to our website, www.sa-md.org, to learn more and to be a part of our family.
Is Meals on Wheels, are you affiliated with Meals on Wheels?
We work with them with our Pantry on the Go program and with our CSFP program.
What's that?
A commodity supplemental food program where we package groceries for seniors above the age of 65.
Wow. It's so much that the Salvation Army, is there a list of all that the Salvation Army does?
It's on our website, everything that we do. And we do a lot. And it's not just Christmas time. It's 365 days in the year. We're out there helping people.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Dina, what do you do?
I am the program director of Catherine's Cottage. It is an anti-human trafficking program with the Salvation Army.
Did you know that the Super Bowl is the #1 trafficking event in the world?
Yes, mostly all sporting events to be exact. We get calls whenever there's like, any type of Olympic events or concerts or, just we start getting these calls from the National Alliance for Human Trafficking just to kind of, hey, you guys got some beds available. We may need, to place people,
Where you from, Dina? You from Atlanta?
I am not. From Chicago.
Chicago.
Born and raised there. Then I moved to Kansas City.
Okay, we in North Kansas City. Where you from in Chicago? South side?
West.
Okay, they cut people over there too. Okay.
Yeah. That's
I mean that in a good sense. You got some street cred. You come from Chicago. That's a big city.
It is.
Fit about 4 Baltimores in Chicago.
Yeah, but I think every city have its glam and then its downside.
Who's your favorite football team?
I'm gonna have to say the Kansas City Chiefs right now. Mahomes is I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to say it. All time greatest so far in my eyes. I'm just saying, like, those throws, Doni, don't hate.
He's precision. I mean, Lamar has a lot to strive for.
Yeah.
He's got something to strive for. Mahomes is definitely a winner.
Yes.
Tom Brady's certainly a winner when it comes to that.
I don't hear anything else you're talking about except if it's not Mahomes, I'm not hearing you.
I gotta give him his props. See, if you have 45 seconds, a pro will get downfield in 45 seconds. Their team is organized, quick out, pop, and then the long one. Game over. Not everybody can do that. That's a pro.
Or on that injured ankle. I'm just saying.
On an injured ankle.
Yeah. We got to put that out there.
Yes, true.
Yeah, I left you speechless. It's okay. I got it.
Respect. So what should people know about Catherine's Cottage, Dina?
Okay.
And how important? And I'm gonna fall off screen, let y'all run the show. Sharon is a pro.
All right. Well, Catherine's Cottage. This program was this anti-human trafficking program was first established in 2017. In the heart of Baltimore, at an undisclosed location. So sorry, guys, can't give you that information. However, our cottage offers emergency and transitional housing for those survivors who have been impacted by sex or labor trafficking it was founded in Catherine's Cottage. Just kind of give a little history on it. Catherine's Cottage, the name came from Catherine Booth, one of the founders of the Salvation Army, and was late 1860s. But she was doing rescue work back then in England, trying to save young women who were in forced situations, such as prostitution and things like that. So, formerly known as the mother of the Salvation Army, we thought, hey, Catherine's Cottage would be a great name in her honor.
Let me just throw this in there, Dina. Slavery was trafficking too.
Yes.
The transatlantic slave trade, some people say 13 million, I say 200 million, but that was all trafficking. You kidnapped these people, took them somewhere else for free labor, and God knows all of the other negative stuff. Okay, I fall back.
Yeah, and this, human trafficking is a huge business. You know, they are bringing in billions of dollars each year. So our program pretty much, for those who come into our program, we help extract them from these situations, provide them with emergency housing. Within our emergency housing, you know, you have up to 30 days to kind of decide, hey, do I want to be here or do I want to stay here? Or, you know, we try to help find other housing needs for you that will best suit your needs, right? But overall, we offer wraparound services. Like, we look at things from a holistic approach. We make sure first we got the housing piece under control, right? Then we're going to make sure you're fed. We're going to make sure all your medical needs are intact. We're going to make sure your mental health is okay. You know, we got to understand that a lot of these women who are extracted from these situations, you know, they may have some substance abuse. They may have mental health issues. And our job is to try to work with them and meet them where they are. We believe in, you know, that rights-based approach, survivor approach. But with everything that we do, is in the lens of trauma-informed care. Our program, we take women 18 years of age or older, and transgenders who may identify as women. So Catherine's College is one of the only exclusive places that exclusively rather take human trafficking victims such as sex and or labor. So lately, you know, we're seeing a lot more calls coming in for transgenders who identify as women. And so, you know, we're just trying to see, like, okay, what's going on here? But in a lot of places don't have that ability to take in transgender, but we do. And usually they're young. We're beginning to see a lot of young individuals. Not just that, we can accept people locally, nationally, statewide, internationally, those who may come over on T visa. We have a lot of partnerships with different community organizations throughout Maryland and beyond. So, you know, we're trying our best to try to help
Give
this.
me a success story, Dina.
Huh?
Give me a success story without naming names, a success story.
How about that award?
Oh, okay.
Start with the
So, success story. I have one lady. She came through our program, came through as an emergency person. Just that situation was kind of daunting. You know, when you hear about certain things, you know, like, oh, okay, cartel, you know, traffic it through the cartel, pretty much. A lot of trauma, post-traumatic trauma, you know, stress disorder and stuff like that. So bringing her into our program, we work with certain things. We provided therapy. We have an in-house therapist as well. We showed her love, you know, we try to make sure she understands everything is okay. We provided her with different life skills to prepare her for that reintegration into our community. We connected her with community individuals so she would have like her own little family, you know, outside of the Salvation Army. Long story short, her support system.
So a support system is something, you know, a lot of times when people are coming off of drugs or people coming home from prison, not just people in trafficking, but people in vulnerable situations need a support system because sometimes they burn bridges, burn a lot of bridges or burned all of the bridges.
Yep.
Yeah. And, you know, we offer that and we help them to just reintegrate into that community. And with her, we have a great lady on staff. One of my staff, she came, her background is workforce development, help her find work. We worked on soft skills, you know, resume writing. She soon got a job, you know, working a job.
Dina, do people want to work?
Oh, yes. 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 These ladies, I have one lady, oh my gosh, never worked a day in her life. She's 42 years old. Got her first job. Love it. So excited. So that just to see that sparkle in her eye, and it's amazing.
We take a job for granted. I imagine you ladies have been working since teenagers somewhere, restaurant, summer job, but a job is normal. We live in a world now where the abnormal has become normal and the normal has become abnormal.
Right.
something as simple as a job. She never worked in 42 years. I imagine there are a lot of people in Baltimore who may have never had a 9 to 5 at all.
Yeah.
Unfathomable.
Yeah, and she's working and she's loving it. And she's, she tells me all the time, I'm tired. She's like, but this is the first job I ever had. She's like, I'm keeping it. I'm loving it. She was just like, this is a big step for me. And we are supporting her. We are encouraging her. We are telling her how proud we are of her. A lot of time, like you mentioned before, that support system. She never had it. We're that support system, and we're encouraging her every day. Do you need anything? Do you need more scrubs or anything? Do you need this, that? We're going to provide if we can. We encouraging her to further her education, because what we want her to know is that circumstance that you were just in don't define you. It's so much more to you.
Say that again, Dina.
The circumstance that she just came from, it does not define her. There's so much more.
So that applies to everybody.
Everybody.
Yep.
Your circumstances,
but it does not have to define you.
Correct.
I wanted to touch on this, Dina. You mentioned this lady, and you talked about people who travel here. So here in Baltimore, like over in the Patterson Park community, it's a lot of Latinos and Latinas. And one thing I've learned is that if the Latina woman is illegal according to American standards, then if something happens to her, like a rape or assault, not only can she not go tell the police for fear of ICE coming to get her, she can't go to the hospital either.
No.
So they're dealing with trauma. They may have to live with the person that traumatized them because they are afraid that if they speak up, they'll get kicked out of the U.S. altogether. Have you run across that, Dina?
I have not actually. Those that are undocumented, they call through that hotline. And we do have resources for undocumented women. But you know what? It is that belief
or we got to put a phone number up. Dina, this is just too important.
Okay. But it is that belief that, if you report something and you're undocumented, that you may get sent away, or you're just going to alert people to your situation. And that's something we need to change. We need to let them know those resources that are available for them, rape, trafficking situations. We get a lot of women. We get a lot of calls from Texas right now. Getting a lot of calls, undocumented persons, for labor or sex trafficking down there. We're going to welcome you in. We're going to work with immigration attorneys, to try to help you get a visa, help you get your documentations that's needed. We don't discriminate against anything like that, because a person in need is a person in need. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to help you.
Salvation Army loves anyone and everyone. We work on the basis of love. All of our services, all of our actions, all people. We're all God's children. And Catherine's Cottage is like a pinnacle example. Everyone is loved. Everyone is accepted. We just want to help you reach the next step so you can have a happier life.
Why do you care, Sharon, why do you care?
Because this is a public health issue when you think about it. Homelessness is a public health issue when you think about it. People deserve to be loved. People deserve to be housed. People deserve to be cared for. This is a humanity crisis.
It is.
And our job is to try to help as much as we can.
We have to help everyone. We're the Salvation Army. This is what we believe in. We believe in loving everyone with our services, just with kind actions.
Yeah.
Some people haven't been loved though, huh?
Yeah, and you know what? Some people haven't been loved before, and they don't know how to accept that love. And you know what? It's okay. You know what? You have to show by doing actionable steps, because some of our ladies, they're not trusting. I can't blame them for not being trusting of us. But you know what? It's okay. Whatever pushback we get, we keep on showing them. We are consistent with our actions, consistent with our behavior towards them. And eventually they do learn to trust us. It just takes time. Nothing is overnight. It's just not.
Dina, I know this is off topic, but did you know that America incarcerates more people almost than China. China is 1.4 billion people. This country is 335 million people.
I thought we were number one. Yeah.
We incarcerate more people than a country that's 4 or 5 times bigger.
Yes.
And then it becomes generational, where the grandfather, the father, and the son are all locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Do we reach out? Do we have outreach, Sharon, for returning citizens?
I know nationally speaking, the Salvation Army has programs, and locally, our Corps can reach out to inmates to do prayer service, to provide hope. Nationally speaking, there are programs to help folks who are incarcerated through our Corps members, our Corps leaders.
Okay, so let's get some information out there. What numbers do you want people to call? Are any of them on this scroll down here?
Let's see.
So I would go to the National Salvation Army website for that information. I can look.
No. For you, for your office, for human trafficking, is this number here 783-2920?
Yes, that is the correct number. And that website, the www, what is that?
SA-MD.
Yeah, MD. You can go on there if you come across somebody that you may suspect as being a trafficked person. My program is listed on there as well. So that website is great. That phone number is awesome, 410-783-2920. I'm Dina Jones, Catherine's Cottage Program Director, so you can always ask for me. Or if there's other areas that you are looking for, Meals on Wheels, social services, rent, utilities, you can also call that number, 410-783-2920.
Dina, give me another success story.
Oh, you want another one? Oh, I got some. Yeah. So I have another lady was brutally beaten trafficker, unrecognizable, so she had facial surgery and everything. We brought her in, that self-esteem part, all of this is ruined, right? What we like to do is try to make sure our ladies are exposed to a lot of things. If you need your hair done, we're going to provide some funds to get your hair done. We want you to feel comfortable with yourself. We want that self-esteem higher than what it was when you came here. So we work with her life skills. Eventually she got a job, right? She eventually moved on her own. We are able to help with 6 months of housing assistance, but of course on a declining scale because we don't have a lot of funds available. But she has been able to maintain her housing to date and is doing well. She is taking better care of herself. We like to try to take our ladies to museums and just nice dinners because they never had that before. I have had ladies that never been inside a restaurant before. Mm-hmm. So we want to expose them to different things, and just kind of teach them about healthy relationships. What is a healthy relationship?
What is a healthy relationship?
Yeah, it's different for many people, and having those conversations, it was kind of like listening to these ladies. For me, I'm just like, that's not really healthy, but for them, a man who gets jealous or something, if they, don't call them by a certain time and all that means he really loved them. And, a man who hits them, I'm going to forgive him because I know he loves me. This is their mindset, right? And so listening to these stories, like, no, a healthy relationship is when somebody respects you, cares for you in a healthy way. And that healthy way is they're never going to put their hands on you. They're never going to make or coerce or force you to do anything you don't want to do. They're not going to make you sleep with their friends or their family members or whoever. They're not going to make you go out and steal for them. They're not going to make you kill for them. A man, a healthy relationship is someone who's going to help support you, guide you, let you know the truth when sometimes it's hard for us to accept the truth, me included, but they're going to be honest with you. And they're going to be consistent with you, So, just having those conversations with our ladies. Sometimes
I don't know, that conversation might need to extend beyond Catherine's Cottage. Because some people like a dude with some Timbs on, a rough neck. To talk
Yeah, as
to
long-
him in your kind of way.
And that's
like
fine.
in a rap video.
Yeah, that's fine. But as long as he treat that person with respect, whoever he's with, they can dress however they want to dress.
Yeah.
You can have the gold change, the head cocked back or whatever. But are you putting me in danger? Are you asking me to hold your drugs or something? You know?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yep.
Have you heard this rap music? Not hip hop. I'm talking about the gangster rap. And then look at how we refer to each other.
Yeah.
Nina, we've gotten to a point that women are calling women bees now. I'm the
Yeah.
baddest bee.
Yeah.
Then when I grew up, you had a fight coming, you called somebody a bee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
now we're doing it to ourselves.
Yeah. And we got to change that mindset. And I talk to ladies about it. You know, we talk to each other about it at that table.
I'm a thug. I'm a thug. You are a grown ass man. Why are you calling yourself a thug?
Yeah. Yeah.
Grow up. You know, we got to grow up.
Some people don't want to grow up.
Yep.
Muhammad Ali says, show me a man who thinks the same way he did 20 years ago, and I'll show you a man who wasted 20 years.
I like that quote.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Muhammad
that.
Ali.
I like that. I'm gonna have to write that down.
So we gotta stop wasting time. We gotta, and then Sharon, how important is it to serve? Well, how important is service to you?
I think that's why we're all here. It's all a cycle. It's all a circle. We have to serve others. We have to help others. That's why we're here.
Oh, come on, Sharon. You could be doing anything. You could be working New York Fashion Week. You could be in LA running a magazine.
I like New York Fashion Week. It's fun. I love Fashion Week. It's so much fun.
But you're doing this work for the Salvation Army. Why?
Because this work impact is all, if you
impacts-
don't mind.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I guess for me, it gives a great purpose. I just want people who don't have the resources to get the resources. I want families to get fed, to have educational opportunities, to have a future. And maybe if I'm here and Dean is here and all of us are here, that could end some of the generational curses. Mm-hmm.
Good deal. Any
Because
final thoughts before we close out?
Repeat that.
Any final thoughts before we close out today?
I just want you guys to know, Catherine's Cottage, we have just been recently recognized by FBI for the I can't even think about it now.
The Community Leadership
Yeah, the
Award.
Community Leadership Award. So for the services that we do.
Do you need donations?
Yeah, of course. It's pretty costly when we think about just trying to house women beyond the 6 months, provide weekly grocery gift cards, just clothing, hygiene, towel sets, things of that nature. So when they move into their new unit, they will have those household goods. So yes.
And then they have children sometimes?
Yeah.
Yes, we can accept those with children 3 years of age or younger, only because our house isn't really built for older children. But yes. So yeah, toys, clothing, but more so household items for when they get their own unit, when they move out on their own.
Okay, so let me put a big number up there. What number do you want people to call
donate
with
on
donations?
the website, and they could call you to make donations.
SA-MD.org.
Yes.
And go to Catherine's Cottage directly. There should be a donation link, and they definitely need funds, especially for their women. Every little bit counts if you think about it, because think of it this way. These are women taken out of really difficult situations. So whatever funds you are providing it's changing their lives. Like, let's say you donated $20-$30 and you get you give a woman a hygiene box. Maybe she's hasn't brushed her teeth in a long time, or combed her hair, or freshened up in a long time because of her situation.
Things we take for granted.
Gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
That money turns into eternal gratitude. That money turns into that first restaurant visit. It's life-changing. And no one really thinks about that, the donor, but they really should. When you donate to Catherine's Cottage, you're transforming a life forever. And that can be passed on to the next generation. As I said, generational curses, the money, it goes straight to the client to change their life, quite literally.
I feel like we're better human
That's how I
beings
feel.
because of this.
That's how I feel. I got passionate.
I approve that message.
Yep, we're good.
I approve that message too.
Yeah.
Ladies, I want you to have a great weekend, and we can't wait for you to come back. And you don't have to wait till next Friday. You're always welcome.
Thank you.
Donnie. Have
Good
a good
deal.
weekend.
Have a good morning, everybody.
You too. Bye.
Good morning, world.